Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's this time of the week that we like to say, welcome to Eejits of the World! With you,
Glenn Wall, and you,
Andrew Maxwell. And what a show we have for you this week, ladies and gentlemen. We have the drug shenanigans of lawn ornaments.
We have the fake animals of insurance fraud.
And we have the non-citrus fruits of fear and art. Oh, yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a show we have for you. We've got gnomes, we've got bears, and we've got bananas.
Oh, my.
Oh, my. Well, let me bring you this story, Mr. Glenn, all the way from the Netherlands.
Okay.
From the Netherlands. Dutch police, ladies and gentlemen, Dutch police have seized a 2-kilo garden gnome entirely made out of ecstasy.
Holy shit. He wasn't smuggling it in his butt, was he?
No. The whole thing.
And they found it, and he's like, no, it's just a gnome.
It's just a regular gnome. We found it in the ass of an elephant. He wouldn't stop dancing.
Oh, God, I can't imagine how trumpety they'd get with their snorts. Oh, man. Can you imagine the shapes you could throw with a snort like that? Just be spiraling it like the snake's eyes and Robin Hood did.
Just the next thing, bored of foam parties in Ibiza? Go party with an elephant who's high as a kite.
Yeah, but they're doing it like roadside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Please, you just pull over at the junction, party with the elephant, leave.
But they end up having to shoot those elephants at the end of the day, too. There's no way they're dealing with that come down.
We tranquilized them at the end of the day. 40,000 Xanax bullets. We had a Gatling gun full of bullets of Xanax.
Yeah, if you stick around to the end, it's like watching, like going to the zoo when they're feeding the animals. Like, yeah, for an extra fee, you can watch this.
You can watch us tranquilize the elephant. Takes so long. Really long. Anyway, yes. It's a garden gnome. It's a proper garden gnome. Looks like a garden gnome. And it just said that it was in a drug seizure. But it didn't say what else was seized. Just the two... You know what I mean? I assume there would have been a little bit of Snow White.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe a little bit of Charlie Brown.
Oh.
A little bit of Reverend Al Green. And for the older horny gentleman, a little bit of Deacon Blue, possibly.
Perhaps Meth Piggy would be there.
Meth Piggy. You dirty bastard. You got me again, kid. Meth Piggy.
Oh, God. Yeah. Boy, did she ever attack Kermit.
Kermit!
And then she just kept going. Once that frog was down, she usually stopped, but not that piggy.
No, not that piggy. She beat him until he extruded his load.
9 of Gonzo's chickens had to pull her off him.
Just the band nodding along in the background.
The band knew how to keep a secret.
It's a great bit in the band. There's one genuine episode of the Muppets where Miss Piggy's had a tantrum stormed off, and Kermit goes, "What's wrong with her?" And the bassist just goes, "Little Miss Fatback is angry today." Little Miss Fatback.
That suggests a personal relationship that no one spoke of.
Yeah, there you go.
That was the 70s.
Yeah.
I'm sure all those Muppets were fucking each other. I mean, Gonzo was having open relationships with chickens.
It's true. And he also, we were as a politer society then, we never actually mentioned publicly his giant syphilitic nose. He hit the nose of a 17th century cardinal. A syphilitic Borgia cardinal's nose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what the hell are we talking about? Oh, yes. So
the cops break in.
They find this 2 kilo pure ecstasy garden gnome.
Did the Mitsubishi logo on its forehead give it away?
It said in the police report, the Dutch police said the gnome was visibly startled. Right? So what happened? So, and you see the really have a look. What it is? It's the garden gnome is doing the speak no evil.
Don't arrest him. He's not going to talk.
Exactly.
We've had him in the interrogation room.
Absolute nothing. Yeah. I thought ecstasy is meant to be a truth serum.
As soon as his lawyer shows up, the hand goes down.
Yeah, that's why visibly startled is the garden gnome going. Right? Which implies there's 2 other ecstasy garden gnomes out there. One who can hear no bass lines. One who can see no glow sticks.
Yeah. Well, they're not out there. He just got through 2 gnomes before the cops caught him. He'd had a real weekend.
Just chipping away at a gnome.
I know he's been making promises to himself, like like he finished the first gnome and he's like, well, okay, I'll have half of the second gnome.
You know, sometimes, Jan, I think I have to get my shit together. I've already consumed 2 gnomes, but on the upside, at least I've moved on to gnomes. Last year, the year before, when during lockdown, I was doing entire garden Buddhas. Those guys are fat. Big fat Dutch, you know how much you get a party to get through an entire garden Buddha. So much ecstasy.
It's a lot of ecstasy.
So much ecstasy.
Yeah.
I wore my clogs down to nebbins. My toes are poking out the end of my clogs.
Yeah.
My toes.
They would do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of ecstasy.
I consumed an entire Buddha. Over a weekend.
Well, I'm glad.
In Utrecht.
Yeah. Holy shit, was the week after that. Low week.
I was just in my house, just waiting for the canals to freeze over.
Yeah.
I need to have fun in my life again.
God.
I need the canals to freeze over.
The size of the banana you'd have to eat.
The amount of potassium. Hello, Costa Rica, can we do this directly? I can pay you in half a garden gnome.
Yeah. Before you say no, it's a special garden.
It's
No.
a very special garden gnome.
Yeah.
So the other theory is that the gnome may be gnoming.
Oh.
Do you know what the verb gnoming is?
No. I don't.
This better be about Chomsky or you're a dead man. In the 90s, well, let me give you a potted history of the gnome, shall I?
Okay.
Well, why not? While we're here.
We got time.
Right. So the gnomes are originally Germanic legendary sprites, tricky little mythical creatures that live down the mines, down the metal mines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And sometimes they would throw pebbles at the German miners, but sometimes they would be in a good mood and they would guide the miner to a rich seam of ore.
Their funny side doesn't seem like that much of a punishment.
Yeah, I know.
I think there's only upside to meeting a gnome in a mine.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how many pebbles,
Right.
how frequently, how inopportune moment it was. Like, say if you were trying to
How
thread a needle.
soft were Germans back then?
Guys, why are you doing this?
I've been hit by a pebble.
Yeah, but by a
Oh,
magical...
you're gonna hate the 40s.
I hope Stalingrad doesn't have any gnomes.
Yeah.
Just Stalingrad, you'll speak of... Do you have gnomes there?
They've been known to throw pebbles.
So that's the cultural origin of the gnome, and then in the sort of 1840s and stuff, Germans started making garden gnomes, making fun ones, decorating the gardens.
And then 100 years later, look what happened. To the day.
The oldest gnome from that period is a gnome called Lampy, who was made in 1847. He lives in a British stately home. He was one of a set of, 10 gnomes. He's the only one that's left, and he's insured for 1 million.
God, the Brits love stealing an artifact, don't they?
Sure do. That's probably what Lord Elgin thought those marbles were. Merely the golden gnomes of the ancient world.
No, that's what he was bringing them back. He said, I'm going to make a lovely set of gnomes with these things. Marble gnomes. They weren't impervious to the rain.
First I will chip the penises off these sex god men. Then from the penis I will shape in a little hat. Well, a similar hat anyway. I'll put these Greek gods' penises in a little red. I will paint the helmet red. Give the penis a little fishing rod.
Okay. Sir, this is just customs. Do you have your passport or not?
This is the British Empire. No passports. Passports, I think, find my life as my passport. Anyway, so the garden gnomes become super popular in Britain.
Yeah.
Right? Then they die off in popularity around the First World War because of their connection to the Germans. It's considered treasonous to side with the gnomes against the British Empire.
Good.
During the First World War.
Well, no, they just had to put them, they had to gather them up and put them in camps because we didn't want any of those damn pebbles being thrown our way. No. Trying to fight a war.
Let's just split this way. If they're all in the camp, no pebbles can be thrown.
None.
So they interned all the gnomes. Then in the 30s, this is all true. Then in the 30s, Snow White comes out. Gnomes are back in fashion because of Snow White.
Okay.
And the biggest man to make money out of the gnome boom in the 30s, before the Second World War, was none other than Tom Major Ball.
Is this not the same guy from the Have a Nice Day?
No, it's even crazier. It's John Major's dad. John Major's dad was Britain's premier gnome maker. Crazy. Then
I think somebody's gotten a hold of John Major's Wikipedia page. That's...
Yeah. So then...
Is that where their money comes from? Like,
yes.
they're the gnome people. You want a gnome done, you go to the Majors. Well,
They say the money originally came from gnomes. I assume they meant, Sri Lanka. But apparently actual gnomes. Yes. So Tom Major Ball, he makes all his money in the gnome money. And then after the Second World War, they're considered kitsch and unfashionable. And gnomes, in fact, were so unfashionable and despised by the elite in Britain, they got banned from the Chelsea Flower Show. They were
like
banned.
from attending? Or?
Yeah, they were just straight up banned.
Like what? So there was like Garfield's finger. You must be taller than this to get into the Chelsea Flower Show.
Oh, no. We're not anti-gnome. It's a height issue. No, please. No, we don't want anybody under a foot tall attending. It's a very busy flower show. And it's really for their safety more than anything else. And by that, we mean anybody under a foot tall.
We have Venus flytraps in here. We were trying to avoid the accidents before they happen.
Yes, exactly. I mean, if they put on their own flower show, I'm sure some of us would attend. So they banned them, right? And they were only allowed back in at the centenary show. They went, all right, you can come back in, gnomes.
Wow.
Right? So gnomes then died off in popularity a second time. And then they were revived in...
Once they were punk rock, though.
It was...
Too much. We've been banned.
Yeah, the 1970s. All of a sudden in the 70s, they were considered an icon of rebellion.
Really?
And that's when the garden gnomes came back in the 70s. And
With mohawks.
Yeah, it went out any which way they wanted, like dressed up in silly costumes. Gnomes are... So gnomes...
Safety pin through their nose.
Yeah, exactly.
Massive heroin habit.
Pretty vacant. Cause I want to be nominated. Yeah. So by the 90s now, garden gnomes are all over the land. Particularly here in England. There's many gnomes.
They were a lawn upon themselves.
Shame on you. And shame on me for responding. I should have ignored it the way I would ignore a man masturbating on public transport.
That's how we met.
I couldn't look away. He had a gnome in his hand.
The magazines had stopped working.
No monthly.
And graduated to a live one.
Barely noble.
Yeah. There's one thing Maxwell's going to notice. It's a man masturbating to a gnome on his bus. You, sir, you come sit with no.
Would you care to be in a podcast with me? Anyway. So by the time the 90s comes around, it's the global phenomenon of gnoming. Surely you've heard of gnoming now.
Oh, when they take a gnome around the world and take
That's right.
Yeah.
They kidnap somebody's gnome and then take pictures of it all over the world. So maybe that's what's happened. Because there's some major cases. There was a gnoming incident about 20 years ago in Washington State in America where somebody nicked a gnome, a group of friends travelled all around the west coast of America. Going to the Grand Canyon with the gnome.
Yeah.
Doing all these things with the gnome. Weirdly bumped into Paris Hilton at a gas station, petrol station. She got involved. She got her pictures taken with the gnome. Eventually the gnome gets dropped back like a year later with a full photo album of the incidents with the gnome. Paris Hilton posts herself with the gnome. Next thing, all the world press show up at this random lady's house when, look where your gnome's been, and she hadn't even noticed it had gone. She never even noticed her gnome had gone anywhere.
This video with the gnome and Paris Hilton, it's not the famous video, is it?
He's in the background. He was a watching gnome. Just 2 hands on his rod. Cuckoo. That's how I would love to throw a pebble at that. You have to show... Paris, look my way. I want to show you what my rich seam of ore is.
Yeah. It's so weird if he did just bring them both to a rich seam of ore. I have to. I have no pebbles today.
So sadly, no pebbles. It was one of the conditions to be allowed into America. I had to sign a piece of paper saying no more pebbles. Yeah, so maybe something in the world of organised crime, right? This ecstasy gnome is on its underworld travels.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
So you reckon they've stolen the big boss's ecstasy?
Ecstasy gnome.
But made a gnome out of it. And now we're sending him pictures of his ecstasy.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a pissed off Serbian gangster in Ibiza.
And there's like a...
Fresh love! I have found the gnome!
There's a rave just full of people going, so nothing.
Nothing?
Huh? Just the music.
My headache's gone away. Whew, so David Guetta without ecstasy is...
Yeah, boy, this is pretty unlistenable. I gotta...
Yeah, yippee, yip, 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 yip.
Yeah, really turned out to be the straw that stirred that drink. The ecstasy was that was making it listenable.
Yeah. Well, at least, right? But at least the gnoming thing, which was all across America and Britain, nicking gnomes and sending them to Hong Kong and da-da-da.
Yeah.
But eventually the whole prank is the gnome then gets returned, right? Whereas in France, you know, the French are like... The French started the Garden Gnomes Liberation Front, which involved stealing gnomes and then, and I quote, releasing them back into the wild.
See, I thought they were French.
What, the gnomes?
Yeah.
And I think it's because of, you know...
The Smurfs.
The Smurfs.
But they're Belgian.
And also, but they wear the same hat.
I know. No, if I was questioned by the police... And they only want to know where gnomes came from. First of all, I was like, you've been nibbling your gnome, haven't you? You lads have been nibbling that gnome down in the evidence evidence logger.
Officers, I can't help but notice that your lights are on all the time.
First time I've ever seen a cop work himself with a taser. They're lining up, tasing each other's heads. Woo! Yeah! Right. You want a head tase? We're doing head tasers in the car. You got anybody? Yeah, that's why we pulled you over.
We called the interrogation suite the chill out room.
It all started where I got dared to lick a gnome, and I just thought, well, sure, I'll lick a gnome. What the hell? Truth or dare? Well, I don't want to tell you if I ever kissed a guy, so I'm going to lick the gnome. Anyway, I kissed a guy.
I kissed the whole damn station. Then I had to go to court later. Kiss the stenographer. You ever kiss a stenographer? Well, they're tapping away. You're tonguing, they're tapping.
Yeah, you got to do it quick. Quicker, they notice you're coming.
the portrait artist in the court case said I look like a happy face. I was just a smiley face. That's all I could.
Well, you really picked the gurn up in this one.
Picked the gurn up. My gurn seems to have come through on the camera. Yeah, so there you go. That's ecstasy gnomes.
Yeah. Wow. I hope that gnome gets what it wants out of life.
A lie down, I assume.
Yeah, I bet.
It does suggest there's an awful lot of ecstasy in the Netherlands if you've got spare ecstasy. 2 kilos worth.
Yeah. They're just making gnomes out of it in the end.
I don't know. I was awake for 5 days. Knew I needed a break when I turned the entire stash into a gnome.
Don't put it outside.
The fuck's wrong with you, Jan? The Serbians are going to be here any minute.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to show them that.
Just give them the name. Just give them a name. The next one's going to be a dragon. That's a fucking Mr. Big in the world of organised crime. Only accepts payment in gnomes. See that? He pulls your teeth out and feeds you to the pigs.
Yep. You choose.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well done to the Dutch police force for stopping that in his tracks.
Yeah. You're saluted.
You are saluted. Consider yourself saluted. Right, go on. Have you got a story for me?
I do, and keeping in the rich vein of criminal activity.
Oh yeah,
with a hard to glean point. There's some gentlemen in California who decided to do a fiddle. They tried to do an insurance scam where they'd have these expensive cars and say that a bear scratched them up. And then the insurance would say, "Oh well, of course, Californian people. That seems like a very plausible story."
You've got a bear on your state flag. This all scans for me.
Yeah. I've never heard it happening to anyone else, but okay,
sure.
Yeah, and it's happened to all 3 of your cars in the same day. All right. So I guess they started to realize that that would seem a bit weird. So they purchased a bear outfit, like a bear costume, or made it. I don't know where they got the thing from,
right?
But they set up like a security camera, and then one of them got into a bear costume and scratched up the inside of the car. And it's all there on the security camera. And they were like, okay, well, if they didn't believe us now before, they certainly will now.
I've looked at them. So the key part is there's a Rolls Royce involved and 2 really high-end Mercedes. These weren't regular cars.
Well, the bear had good taste.
Clearly.
Yeah.
You think it's a gold-digging bear?
Well, the only reason, and that's the other. They certainly didn't seem like the kind of cars people eat McDonald's in. Oh yeah, we left a half a pizza in the back of the Rolls Royce. The bear must have sniffed it. These aren't like touring road comics taking Rolls Royce out to the gig.
It's just Winnie the Pooh and his side bitch. Just. Got a massive pot of honey in the back there, baby. This is they tried to defraud over. It was 140 grand
they
worth
were
of dollars.
Looking for 140 grand.
I've seen the footage. It's mind-blowingly. I mean, there's 4 of them, and what's really mind-blowing is this is the one that they thought could do the best bear impression.
Well, you don't know the other 3. Maybe he is.
He's just the reason why they got caught is because they sent the security footage of the bear attacking the Rolls Royce.
Yes.
To the insurance company.
Yeah.
Right? The insurance company were like, you've got to see this footage. It's, I mean, as clearly a man in a bear costume as you could possibly.
Unluckily for them, the insurance company employed adult humans. And they were able to deduce from that's a man in a bear outfit. That's not a bear.
They used, it said in the article, they used biologists from California's Department of Fish and Wildlife.
I can understand why you'd send it on, but more in like a Christmas party. Like, hey, I don't know if you guys I don't know what you guys do, but if you want to save on some entertainment,
I just want to say thanks for sitting up there in your weird little tree houses all year long, looking for smoke in the wind. Hopefully this is the sort of shit that you find funny at the Department of Fish and Wildlife. The expert from the biologist from the California's Department of Fish and Wildlife looked at the footage and, I quote, said, "Well, it's clearly a man in a bear costume."
yeah, that's what he gets paid the big bucks for.
And then when you see it, you're like, shit, I'm as smart as a biologist from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife.
Yeah.
Because I also instantly noticed it was a fucking man in a bear costume.
Like what other scams have they pulled? Like, did they dress up as the Human Torch? And go, there's been a fire.
The Human Torch.
Running around their office dressed up like fire. Uh-oh, we've lost everything. We've lost the widescreen TVs. We've lost all that money we kept in the safe. Look, the fire had it. They're just holding up wads of money in your fire outfit.
And those fucking things outside an opening at a nightclub. Oh, as you can see, real fire.
Yeah, sure. But they could have just done, like, dressed up like a homeless man and scratched their cars up. It's a much more plausible story.
Just a homeless guy gets into the car and drops a big fat deuce.
Yeah, something.
That's still
or was just in it. Just go, yeah. What's wrong with the car? Well, look, this guy was, I don't know, he was filing his toenails or something in there.
Well, this is, let me put it this way. This is my Rolls Royce Ghost. And Sammy the Toad was in there. Apparently he was telling the steering wheel about his years in Vietnam. For a couple of days. So.
Yeah, we don't have a toilet back there.
Yes. Sammy used my Rolls Royce as his toilet bed. I'm sure, like, in the, the she world of
possible. And you wouldn't even, you could just say he did it.
Lads, and it's also, these are their own cars. This is an insurance scam. Lads, you own 2 high-end Mercedes and a Rolls Royce. You've got to be doing all right, lad.
Yeah.
Or at least, if you afford a Rolls Royce, surely you could hire an actual bear.
Something.
Right? Or a dog.
I'd say just drop the bear from the whole bit. Like, unless they're playing like criminal games where you're like, okay, you gotta do something with the bear.
Criminal games. Top Trump's criminal.
Yeah. Like, there's just a bunch of suggestions in a hat, and whatever you pick out, you have to do a crime with. Some guys there trying to hold up a bank with a toilet duck. I'll squirt you.
Can't believe you did it. Looks like Fat Tony's doing bigamy with a postman. Good luck, Tone.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, get out of here. You crazy goose. Go marry a postman. But don't tell Ida.
No.
That's bigamy.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. It makes no sense whatsoever.
It's really, really strange behavior.
And then the actual damage that a bear did to their cars was, it was the level of damage that would, a slightly hungover dude at a car wash would do to your car. There's bear scratches like that.
Well, they were going to buff them out, or whatever they, The one thing I do believe is that these men had car detailing backgrounds.
Well, yeah, quite potentially.
Well, you wouldn't have a scam like that if you were, like, I think they knew more about car detailing than they did about bears.
Yeah, clearly, absolutely. They were very much more urban criminals.
Yeah. So I haven't looked into it, but I imagine they had some sort of car detailing business.
Something car related, showroomy,
Some background
rather than
in that.
zooey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
They
think
got their hands on 3 nice cars easier than they did a
bear.
Exact opposite of RFK Jr.'s life. I got so many bears, but I'm not allowed to go near the Rolls-Royce dealership anymore.
Unconnected story.
it makes any fucking sense. Like,
No.
and yet, he doesn't. Yeah, he didn't move like a bear. He didn't act like a bear.
Nope. And they caught them. They caught them all.
But they showed there was off the back of it. There was a lot of people putting up footage online of the times a bear had actually got into their real car. Holy shit! A bear tears the crap out of a car.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, like there's no steering wheel left. Like it's.
No, they're really strong.
Yeah, it's not a couple of. It's not. Yeah, you can't buff it out, as you said. This isn't going to affect your leather.
But yeah, and bears, they're not in like, oh, I'm in somebody else's car, I better be cool.
Just
Should I keep a smoke in here? No. Okay, I'll put it up.
Okay, all right.
What? It still has ashtrays. That's the weird part.
Only for Cartier cigarettes. Well, there you go. Well, they've been caught anyway.
Yeah.
These master criminals.
Yeah.
Anyway, we wish you all the very best.
Yeah, we like you guys.
Scammers of the greater Los Angeles basin.
Yeah, I hope to see you on another episode. Dressed up like a pig. Trying to steal a tent or whatever you're up to.
We need 4 lads just get into a giant snake costume. Solve the draft issues of the Midwest. Not ridiculous.
Finding a new job is stressful. But with Indeed, it doesn't have to be. Just fill out your Indeed profile with your skills, experience, and desired salary. The more you fill out, the better your matches will be. And hearing from hiring managers will be 2 times more likely. Relax. That's your Indeed profile sending opportunities your way. Indeed, the world can work better.
Right. Are you ready for more nonsense, Mr. Glenn?
Please. It's been a good week so far.
Oh, it's been a rich motherload of Eejits. I have a twofer for you.
Thank you.
This is a bog-off offer. 2 for 1. We're going to the world of the banana.
Banana World?
You better believe it, kid.
Oh, yay!
You did great at your exams, kid.
Oh.
I always said you'd be a reader one day. So, where to begin? Right, so there's... Okay, so welcome to the world of bananas. And let me tell you, these 2 next stories are B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Bananas.
Oh, thank you.
Because
lost me.
Because first, we're going to Sweden.
Yes, the home of the banana.
That's where they grow. That's where they're originally developed.
They grow them in their hair. That's why no one's noticed them.
That's only just fat blonde hair.
Yeah. Yeah. Swedes are naturally bald. But they've been hiding their banana growth in their scalps for years.
And you fools think they're beautiful because of it.
That's bananas.
That is a truly bananas theory you've got there, Mr. Glenn. Yeah. It's quite possible that every Swedish chick is called Chiquita.
Mm-hmm. They are in my head. Oh, Chiquita number 33.
Wow, good. Anyway, so we're in the world of Sweden.
Yeah.
There's a government minister in Sweden called Paulina Brandberg.
That all checks out.
She is the gender equality minister.
Oh.
Yes. And she
Shouldn't
is...
she be the ministerette for that?
Ministerette. Ministrice.
Minestrone.
Anyway. Paulina Brandberg is not only the gender equality minister, there's now the rest of the world knows another thing about her. She's a banana-phobe.
Oh, no.
She is a banana-phobe, and in linked internal government emails, she is demanded that her department she works in is banana-proofed.
Oh, good. I thought that meant like she told crass jokes about bananas. Did hate crimes towards them. Her and a bunch of her banana-phobe friends chase one down at a park. Don't get too close, you slip.
That's just a stereotype. You curvy yellow bastard.
Brick through the bananas window. Leave town.
Take yourself and your stupid parade and get out of here.
A whole bunch of you.
People say it's irrational. I know why I hate you. I know why I hate you. You have ruined Sweden. Easily accessible snack. That's what they say about you.
Yeah.
Sweden was okay when we just had apples. Pears for the cider that we make.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a banana-phobe.
A banana-phobe.
She has a phobia of bananas, and she has insisted that they clear the governmental buildings of all bananas,
Just of the bananas.
just so that she doesn't.
But she's
Run
the
into a
gender
banana.
equality minister. Surely they have to get rid of the clams, too.
Hell no. What's wrong with you? Why couldn't you have gone with donuts?
That's funny.
What are you, a longshoreman from the 40s?
I mean, it's probably just a good idea to get rid of those anyway.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have those around the building.
It doesn't matter where you stand politically, ladies and gentlemen. You should never keep just
Snacking clams.
snacking on seafood that has not been successfully refrigerated. Yeah, because you'll get the Nova virus. You can actually get really ill from that, whereas you cannot get ill from a banana, you effing lunatic.
Yeah.
Brandberg, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But yeah, she's it came out in a sort of, I think it's sort of like a tabloid, Expressin, it's called, and she said, it's gone, I'm seeking help for it.
From who?
Banana Man. I don't know.
Surely there's no cure for it.
United Fruit, that's who it's gone through. I assume there is a cure for it. You can cure your phobias if you don't let them run rampant. Ban everybody in your department from an incredibly healthy snack.
Shuffle into a government building. Yes, I'm here for my 3 o'clock with the man from Del Monte.
I just call him the White Hat Man. Please.
I need help.
My fear of bananas. Man. You know what? You know the Russians, the Kremlin propaganda is always like, look how weak and sissy they are in the West. Decadent, weak pussies. These weak, shitty, lame pussies. Not like the real men of Russia.
Yeah.
And usually we're like, ha ha ha. And then a Swedish government minister shows up and is scared of a banana.
Yeah.
Kind of not, you know.
I can see why, as a nation, they had to get that good at making landmines. Once you get past that first layer of defense, they don't really got much left.
You don't you guys don't have any bananas, do you? It's just propaganda going up and down the trenches. They have bananas.
Is that why they developed all those landmines? We have to keep the bananas out.
Got to keep the bananas at bay. If we can stop at least 90% before they overruns Finland, we could stand a chance to stop them outside Norrköping. You say?
Yeah, because somebody else joined her. Somebody was like, yeah, anytime you admit something like that, there's usually like 100 people are like, what's wrong with you? And one person's like, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. There was another politician, another Swedish politician. She also said, I also am scared of the bananas.
I mean, you know what she was hoping for, just to say it, and then it's like the I'm Spartacus moment. I'm scared of bananas too, and just through the whole chamber of Swedish politics. I don't know what they call them. The
Swedish
the longboat or whatever.
Just the entire Volvo factory walking out in support.
Yeah, people letting go of their oars on the ships, going, I too am afraid of bananas.
That's why we got into these boats in the first place. Rumour started to spread like wildfire that the bananas were coming.
God, can you imagine if that's all it would have taken to stop those Viking raids?
I know, I would have had them in a smiley position.
A couple of eyebrows, too.
Just big fat Irish priests. Monks. You're not stealing our manuscripts. Get the banana.
Yeah. Bunch of the local women hiding the banana. When are those Vikings showing up again? Honey, where's that banana? Those incredibly buff men are back. Oh, can we not find the banana? Oh, no. Hope they don't take me off to Sweden. I hate that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we actually have a friend who should remain nameless. Let's believe him nameless.
All right.
I
know what his name is. But
yeah, of course you know. He's our friend. And he genuinely has a banana problem.
We'll call him Jeff Nugent.
Yeah, why not? He's genuinely scared of bananas. You know.
I know.
So, like, people really do have phobias, like, and they really do affect them. But I think being afraid of a banana is very much a first world phobia, isn't it? You know what I mean? If you're growing up in, you know,
it had to
in the shanty town of a collapsing economy somewhere in the developing south of our planet, like, I think once you get over the phobia of starving to death, I think that's probably that's a bigger phobia.
Yeah, anybody who's from where bananas come from isn't afraid of them.
I wouldn't have thought so. I think they probably see them as a miracle crop that's kept their community alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a strange one. I mean, I was super, super phobic of snakes and spiders. Like fully like start weird sweating and panicking.
Well, what a wonderful place to grow up for you then.
In Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I didn't just, all I had to do was not watch Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and I never had an issue.
Every day I woke up and thanked St. Patrick for the work he did.
Yeah.
Of driving the snakes out of Ireland and just cupping the spiders of Ireland. That's what St. Patrick's really famous for in Ireland. He had the first glass cup in Ireland. He got a bit of vellum from the Bible. And he had the first chalice.
Wasn't as easy back then to get a piece of paper back, you know.
No, you had to rip out the book of Mark, chapter 5.
Yeah, and they burnt him as a heretic for it.
He certainly did. But he got rid of that spitter. That's the main thing. No, but I was obviously very phobic of snakes and spiders. And then I did I'm a Celebrity and lived in an Aussie jungle.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, totally cured me.
Well, you ate enough of them.
I did. Well, I never ate snake. I did. I had massive huntsman spiders on my face. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. There was one bit where I had.
See, I was in Canada when this all went down. We couldn't get the TV to work.
Yeah. But then I also got. I just have this image of you just getting up out of the couch, the TV just banging it on the side,
well,
twisting the rabbit ears.
Says it's supposed to be on. What in the hell?
Margot, get the TV going.
Okay, well, it better not be on Saturday night, because that's hockey night in Canada, so he can suck down spiders all he wants. I'm not watching.
Not unless it's the Ontario Spiders playing.
He's on there kissing boys, eating spiders. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but he's doing something.
Yeah. But I had genuine snake and spider encounters. And now I'm not scared of them at all.
Wow.
I'd fight a snake in a heartbeat, dude.
Wow. Well, maybe you should get a hold of Vicky Vanderbilt or whoever the hell is in Sweden. Just go, why don't you just have a goddamn banana split and shut the hell up? Huh?
Well, no, she'd have to have an encounter like I had. She'll have to go live in a banana plantation. Right? I lived with wild, dangerous snakes and spiders in Australia, and that cured me of my phobia of shitty British or Irish spiders.
Yeah.
Or like a snake encounter at a zoo. Not scared anymore.
Yeah.
So she'll have to actually fully live amongst the bananas.
Join them.
Exactly.
Dances with bananas.
That's how you will truly find equality between man and banana. If the men and women of Sweden can learn to live in harmony with each other, then human and banana can also share the parental leave.
He's just cut to her in Costa Rica, just hanging off a tree with a bunch of bananas.
These they're like family to me now. I call this one Curvy. That's Big Yellow. That's soon to be Mash.
That really old one I called Gramama.
So stupid. But there you go. There's somebody actually in the government who's scared of bananas.
Well,
as long as she's not scared of Russian infiltration, that's all that matters.
Yeah, it feels like it's code for something, but
something much more sinister. The fear of walnuts. Banning everybody. Anyway, good luck to you. Listen, get some therapy. You work it out for the love of God. Like,
pay for it. Don't get any of that cheap government therapy. You dip in your own pocket for this one.
Yeah. Really splash out. You don't want to be half scared of bananas.
Somehow worse.
It is. I don't mind them when they're in their clothes, but when they strip off, they reveal their curvy white penises. Mashable penises. Anyway. Seriously though, if you are a banana phobe, we have one of our dearest friends is also suffers from the same, quite frankly, odd affliction. But you should, there's a lot of great things that you should eat in a banana. So if you can't bring yourself to eat a banana, apparently pretty much all this good shit that's in a banana, you can also get from a kiwi. There you go.
Wow.
There you go. That's an uplifting message for the banana phobes out there.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be some 1-800 number they could call at the end of that. I was like, I hope this hasn't come out of the show's budget.
It comes. You actually get through to Wellington in New Zealand. Probably scared of bananas. Got an actual kiwi here you can meet. It's a little flightless fella. It's the edible ones. Did you know kiwis, the fruit that is, you're meant to eat the skin.
Ah!
You're meant to eat the skin.
Just me or everyone?
You're meant to eat the
I
skin.
have to eat all of them?
You're going to do it. God damn it, Glenn.
Jesus.
We've been planning this prank for a long time. New Zealand's been in on it since you fucking took the piss out of John Key. You're in trouble.
Somebody's been saving them. Nah, you're going to eat them.
It's a pretty big mountain. It's really built up. So many kiwis. Right. Now then, are you ready for your second installment of Banana
I was promised
Madness?
a double banana fact.
Yes, well, you got one, buddy. Because in the world you love art.
Oh, yeah. Me? Oh.
I can't keep you out of a gallery.
I'm not allowed into a lot of them anymore.
Really?
That's a different story.
Keep protesting, do you?
Yeah. I make my own art. Right here.
He's another one of them. He seems to put a small amount of mayonnaise on the painting.
You got mad at clams.
There's a small amount of mayonnaise on the bottom left-hand corner of that veneer.
He seems to have signed his name in it.
The classic Glen Wool veneer smear.
Available to any of you ladies out there.
So, this story comes from the world of art. There is quite a legendary, I think he's Italian, prankster artist called Maurizio Cattelan.
Okay.
He's been around for absolutely years doing sort of prank art. And somehow making an insane amount of money out of it. And this week in New York City, Sotheby's in New York City sold one of his pieces of art. It is simply called Comedian, and it is a banana stuck with a bit of duct tape to a wall. And it moved for $6.2 million.
Was it purchased by the Swedish equality minister's arch rival? Because I think I can see what the evil plan is.
I could see Heinrich would definitely do that. Yeah. You leave her alone, Heinrich.
Oh, look, somebody has sent some arts to the building. We will hang it up immediately.
Oh, look. This is the equality you wanted. No, it was bought. Seriously, who do you think what sort of person would spend 6.2 million on a banana?
That would be a moron.
Correct. Get to dig deeper into the bag of morons.
The king of the morons.
Okay.
From Moron Island.
Okay, right.
Elon Musk, I'd say.
Okay, you're right. You're starting to get there.
Yeah, this is what feels.
What
it
kind of
feels like
occupation?
something he'd hang at the walls of Twitter.
Yeah.
As everyone else is locking the doors.
You're starting to get there. Yeah. What kind of job?
Oh.
What kind of where would the sort of guy that would have 6.2 million to spend on a banana, which his name is Justin Sun, and he claims that he is going to consume said banana as a sort of denouement to this piece of art.
Wow.
Who is going to spend 6.2 million US on a banana?
A tech bro?
A crypto bro.
Oh no!
Oh yes!
Oh, gross!
A crypto bro. Yeah, that's who.
Am I interesting yet? I ate the banana. No,
still nothing, dude. Still absolutely nothing. You're still just a shithead who could code once.
Yeah, Ponzi scheme, banana eater.
And you're bragging about that you fell for the Ponzi scheme. Diamond hands, man, diamond hands. This banana's going to be worth 1 million bananas.
God, can you imagine if you were one of the many millions who'd lost all of your fortune to cryptocurrency? And there's one guy who's made $1 billion off of it, eating a $6 million banana.
Yeah, art banana.
Yeah.
Not a common banana. I say that, it was literally purchased that day for 35 cents. And then stuck to the wall by Maurizio Cattelan.
Yeah, no, this is cryptocurrency.
That's literally
Is it a crypto banana?
Oh no, it's not a tangible banana.
No.
It's the spirit of a banana, right? You don't own the banana. You just look at the banana.
Yeah, you own the feeling of the banana.
Exactly.
You own the fear of the banana, which comes from Sweden, actually.
Exactly. It's a non-fungible banana. What the fuck? What has happened to our world? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they've really run out of ideas everywhere.
But he did it. And apparently it's this piece of art's been kicking around for a while, like. Obviously not the same banana. Probably not even the same roll of duct tape at this stage. The expenses, the outgoings are really starting to rack up for old Maurizio. But it's happened 2 other times and nobody's paid that level of stupid money for it. But on 2 other occasions, people in protest have just stepped over the rope and eaten the banana.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing you can do.
And all they've done in return is just stick another banana up on the wall, like.
Well, it helps the banana too. It helps with the next sale because it gets into all the like. And then somebody just ate it, and you're like, oh, now I've clicked on this. You've got all my data. You've got all my details. Yeah. I just wanted to finish the end of the banana story, and
but now you know how important bananas are to me.
Yeah,
and how I revile those that fear them.
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe I fear those that fear them.
You've got double banana phobia. There's 2 sides to every banana.
You've got to hand it to them. Those bananas know how to make some money. Scare lady Vikings and make crazy money.
These are all internet tropes, Andrew.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But he's going to eat it. He says that he hopes buying the banana, eating the banana, will, Justin Sun has said, hopes will inspire more thought.
Is there a way we can poison the banana before he eats it? Because that makes it funny. Novichok.
Ta-da! It's the banana that she's been scared of the whole time. The one bad banana.
And that's how I won Assassin of the Year.
So proud.
Yeah, no, that's like out of the hat full of crimes you have to commit. Okay, you gotta do an assassination with the banana. Off you go.
Against a crypto bro.
You got a year. You got a year to do it.
Dun, dun, dun. Ladies and gentlemen, the final most esteemed award of the year. Assassin of the Year. What a ceremony. Everybody just walking around with their hand over their glass. So great to see you, Don Vito.
Envelope. You know what? I won't take the envelope. I'll just guess.
I'll just guess. I'll just hold that envelope up to the light if it's okay with you.
Yeah, the award is given out by one of those bomb disposal robots.
All the tables are twice as big for all the guests, and they're food testers. Just assassin, beef eater, assassin, beef eater, assassin, beef eater.
It's a bit of a boozy affair, so all the beef eaters are drunk. I don't drink. I'm in actually a program for you. Gotta drink it. I want to drink it. So you
let me spill a little bit in your mouth. And the winner is the assassin that brought the antidote with him.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's art.
Yeah.
That's art and governance and bananas. And aren't they? Isn't the world of art crazy?
Yeah, it's a scam. It's a tax fiddle.
What the hell would you know? What do you know about
that's
art?
not art.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I do.
here he is.
I do.
Mr. Western Canada's deciding what art is around here.
You stick anything to the wall and call it art, I'll eat it.
Fucking, I swear to God, you better go through with that. I want to see you eat an entire Mark Rothko.
Yeah, I have before. I'll do it again.
Well, this time on camera, goddammit.
Yeah, that's right.
I hope you like eating mauve. That's all the fucker painted in. Huge canvas of mauve.
I'll do it.
Yeah?
I'll do it. You buy it.
I notice
I'll
you're
do
not.
it.
I notice you're not claiming to eat a Jackson Pollock. They are big. Well, there you go. Well, that's another week of bananas. What the hell do we have? Gnomes,
Bears.
gnomes, bears, bananas.
Oh my!
Oh my! Another week of Eejits of the world, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this trip through the world of art, crime, and bears and fucking
Lawn
drugs
ornaments.
lawn ornaments, lornaments. This has been Glenn Wool.
This has been Andrew Maxwell.
We are on all your social media platforms. Please like and subscribe, comment. Anyway, as I was saying, thank you for joining us on this week's Eejits of the World. He's been Glenn Wool.
He's been Andrew Maxwell.
Like and subscribe. We're on all the social media platforms. Wherever we get your podcasts, please like and subscribe. Interact with them. We've got some big news coming up real soon of Eejits of the World. But in the meantime, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a Odd People production.